For her, the right thing to do is to be happy. Please help me welcome PAL's beautiful freshman, Sara Zalata.
Good evening. Well, apparently, apparently we're too late in the evening and you're starting to sleep. So good evening. I'm Sara Zalata. I'm a freshman student at AUC. So just last year I was in high school and I went through all the SATs. I was an American diploma student, going from one center to the other and all these hectic things. But I was not so sad about it because I'm this kind of person that looks at the bright side of things. Yes, I see negatives and positives, but I choose to focus on the positives. Sometimes I think that my brain is biologically different in that it has this protective shield surrounding it from negative energy. It's very common that I hear comments like, Sarah, it's 8 a.m., where do you get this energy from? Or, why all this enthusiasm for such a minor thing? And I go like, what energy and what minor things? Look at this beautiful cloud. Isn't it the most beautiful thing in the world? And though some people think that these things are minor, well, it's okay if they're minor. I appreciate minor things. And I wish if all people would appreciate them too, because these minor things are what make us collectively happy. I wake up in the morning and I see all these grumpy faces, and it's weird for me. People wake up subconsciously determined to find what makes them sad, to feel sad and go murmuring about what makes their lives the most miserable in the world. But why do you do this to yourselves? Look, I'm all enthusiastic again. I come to the university and I see students, AUC students, girls and boys, grumpy because they couldn't have their cup of coffee, or because they didn't have time to get it from Starbucks. Because, you know, the Greek, they have Ares, the god of war, Cupid, the god of love, Zeus, the god of sky, and Starbucks, ladies and gentlemen, the god of coffee. And I think that there's no need to compensate your happiness because of not getting one. It's happiness though. So because of that, about a year ago, I decided on something with myself. That whenever I see something beautiful, I'm just going to declare it out loud. And I'm going to do what I love. And at this specific point, I started to view life differently, wearing the happy lens. So once I was walking with my family at the mall, sitting there, and I saw this girl wearing this beautiful dress. So I approached her and I told her, "Fustanik تحفة." So for a fraction of a second, the girl, her mom, and her sister gave me that look. And then they started laughing and thanking me. It was weird because I decided that I'm going to declare out loud and seek something beautiful. So apparently, that made the family happy. That made me happy. The other day at the uni, I saw this girl with beautiful curls. And my friend Farida, she thought the same. So I told her, why not tell her that? So she told me, didn't say anything. She gave me that look that is worth 1,000 words. And I'm used to get the look. So I just went to the girl and I told her that شعرك حلو جدا عاملة ازاي. Apparently that made her happy. And when I came back to my friend, she looked at me and said, Wallahi. I was like, Wallahi the girl is beautiful, and I said that, and it made her happy. So I think that you might think that I'm exaggerating my feelings or faking them, but I'm not. I'm usually that person. This is who I am. And ever since I was a child, my mother knew that I was different. I usually come home from school sad about all these small things that go unappreciated by people. People approach me and say, why all this happiness? Cannot you see all this sadness in the world? Well, I see them, but apparently being happy is not so much appreciated these days. So my mother used to tell me to believe in what I believe in and do not care about what others think. If this thing makes me happy and makes other people happy, then it's right. And you know what? It's not just right. It's right and has to be done. It's a must right. But here, I'm not being egoistic or something. Yes, I have bad traits that I try to change, and I fail at changing them most of the time, like everyone else. But I know what happiness is, and I'm happy, and I wish all people would possess that. So happiness for me is a choice. Yes, I encounter problems like all other people, but I choose to look at them differently. Sometimes I break down and it's not nice at all. Close friends and family of mine come and tell me, Sarah, laugh again. If you don't laugh, who's supposed to laugh? And then these words are sufficient to make me all happy again. Because at this moment, I know that I made a difference. That yes, maybe I succeeded at propagating the slightest sense of happiness. So I'm here to tell you that we can change other people's lives along with ours. It's not logical that you're allowed to choose between something good and something bad and you go for the bad. It's not logical that you're allowed to choose between happiness and sadness and you go for the latter, sadness. We are naturally inclined to be happy. So just follow your instinct. You tend to laugh when you see something beautiful, so laugh when you see it. You tend to smile when you hear a joke, so smile when you see it, when you hear it. And whenever you see someone, tell them nice words, because these words that you might think of them as negligible, it's for them the most important words in the world, because maybe these words compensated for their rough day. And you know what too? At this day, when you need this comment the most, when you're desperate for it, you'll find people stumble in your way to tell them to you. Because what comes from you goes back to you. Because happiness is contagious. Because when you smile to the world will smile back at you. But I'm telling you something that I didn't intend to say before. Lately, I started to question happiness. Because last Friday, 2 friends in my school, 1 year younger, died in a car accident. And it was really sad. It's awful. And when I think about it, and I told Mom, like, why would these young kids die? And you know what's more awful? It was my birthday. They died on my birthday. And I told her, like, why? But the next day at their funeral, you cannot see how many people came to give their condolences. The biggest street in the city was closed just because people wanted to be present there. Good was spread everywhere because everyone wanted to give away money to make goods in the name of these kids. And when I asked Mom, again, why on my birthday? And she said, maybe that every year you would remember them with good and do something good because of these 2 young gentlemen. So I thought again with myself, and yes, happiness can come out of sadness. It's just how we look at things. So sure, I'm not leaving you here without giving you tips about how to lead a happy day. So first, I want you to have a flower in your room. Water it and smell it every day. Love your family and always kiss Mommy, good morning kiss. Leave your home determined to do and Dad. Kiss Dad, good morning, even if maybe he's not going out for a job yet, so if he's not at work, kiss him, yes. Leave your home determined to do something good to at least one person that day. Look at the mirror and say, I'm beautiful. Go out and tell people you're beautiful. And last but not least, eat chocolate. And if you do not love it, love it. What if you love it? I would tell you to love it even more. But then again, this is my own definition of happiness. Because I believe that happiness is relative from one person to the other. So I urge you, I urge every single person sitting here to look inside yourself, deep inside, and find your own definition of happiness. And choose that path. Because you can't choose where you want to go. Because happiness is a choice. It's your choice. Thank you. Thank you. Good job.